planning events and weddings and stuff like that can be a ton of work. Right. You're spending hours messaging people, texting back and forth. Maybe they ghost you, maybe they don't. And then you're just doing a lot of effort, and sometimes that leads to just people telling you like prices that you weren't expecting,
right, or
just not even talking. And so that's kind of the first problem that we're solving. And then the other problem that we're solving is
what's going on. Welcome to another episode of Smooth Conversations. I am your host, DJ D Smooth, and yes, I got a very, very special guest with me today. This guy is a freaking brilliant. He's an innovative, and he's leading the way here for our new generation. Ladies and gentlemen, Weston. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, bro.
Good.
Appreciate you making it all the way out here from Provo, man.
Thanks for having me. Not
Absolutely.
Too far, but a little bit.
Man, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you just taking the time aside and making your way over here, representing your company, Biddy, which we're going to get into.
Yeah.
Man, how's life treating you so far?
It's been fun. It's been good.
Good.
Yeah, it's been crazy summer. So
that's what I'm talking about. Well, shoot, you're a dreamer, bro. I love hanging out with dreamers, man.
Yeah.
You had a dream, obviously. You put that in place. Tell us a little bit more about Biddy and what are you guys?
Yeah, so we're basically a company that's kind of designed to solve two major problems. So problem number one is that vendors, people like DJs and photographers, videographers, venues, there's a lot of platforms to help them grow their businesses,
right?
But they're not actually helping them because they're forcing them to pay for things that might not actually make them money. And so basically how we solve those two problems is the first problem with like planning an event is a lot of work is the way it works is you go on our site and you just post what you need. So like, hey, I'm looking for a photographer for this date for this thing. Here's my budget, give some information. And then we have a network in Utah of, vendors that will send you bids. So that's where Biddy comes from. You get all these quotes. You can just easily see how much does it cost? What do they offer? Reviews, what's their like portfolio look like? You can kind of look at their profile.
Right.
So you can do it all in one place. And then that makes it just way easier for you to find what you need. And then for the vendor side of, there's places like The Knot or Wedding Wire or Thumbtack and Gig Salad and all these different companies where their business models do not incentivize them to actually help their vendors. Because what they want you to do is they want to get like all these people on their platform and get them paying.
Right.
Right. So like if you're a DJ and you'll say, okay, well, get on my platform. You're going to pay me $100 a month. And you might book people, you might not, but too bad you owe me $100.
Right.
Right. So the way that we work is you don't pay anything unless we actually make you money. So we have to make you money.
Right.
It's the only way we can make any money. So it's a percentage-based system. We take a percent of what the vendor earns if they get booked.
Makes sense. So it's definitely a win-win situation. What you guys got going on with Biddy. It's not here I'm going to take, and then sometimes you may get awarded, sometimes you may not.
Yeah.
It's we win, you win.
Yeah, we have to make you win. Or else we don't. We go hungry, basically.
Makes sense. Man, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Where did the idea come from just wanting to start? Be like, I know you had, these things in mind of the other services out there that weren't performing to the standards that you probably imagined. But like, what sparked that idea? Yeah,
it's actually kind of funny. So I recently got out of a program called Sandbox.
Yeah.
It's a BYU program. It's kind of new where you basically take a year off of school. You're still like in university, but all of your classes are about building a startup, and it's specifically a tech startup. And so we were kind of like figuring out like, what do we want to do? Me and my buddy, we served a mission together. We've been friends for a long time. We've always talked about starting a business. So we got into this program and we're just trying to figure out, okay, what do we build? What are we doing?
Right.
And kind of right before that, me and my wife my wife's from Peru.
Cool.
So we went on a trip to Peru, and there is this app in Peru called InDrive.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Uber, but basically instead of like you just say, hey, I need to go here, and Uber says, well, here's the price, here's the person.
Right.
It's, hey, I need to go here, and then all the drivers in your area send you bids.
What?
And then you pick the cheapest one, basically.
Wow. Never heard of that. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's only in Latin America. I've never seen it here.
Yeah.
But like it's super popular. It's like the way everyone gets Uber down there. And so my wife was like, well, why don't you guys just do that, but like for something else? And I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. So we started looking into like what we could do it for. We kind of wanted to do it for like home services, like, let's redo my basement kind of thing. The problem that we ran into there is just like people, contractors, like electricians, for example, they need to know so much information
Right.
that you probably don't know as a homeowner in order to give you a quote.
A proper quote.
And so we're just like, oh, this isn't working. And we kind of just like open the floodgates and like let people use Biddy however.
Right.
And just see what would happen. And we saw like a lot of people doing, you know, photography, weddings, event related stuff. And so we were like, okay, like this seems like this is where the pain is. And this is like, you can actually give a quote as a DJ with like, here's my how many hours, here's kind of like the music I want MC, and then like you can give a quote, right? It's not too difficult. So anyway, that's kind of like how we moved into events. And then we found out that for like event vendors on the like their side, there's not really like a good marketplace for them, because you have like the Not Thumbtack that have all this problem where they don't actually care if you make money.
Right.
And so we were like, this is great. Like, this is a great opportunity. So we just kind of jumped on it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I got to give you your flowers real quick because tomorrow, and this was not planned, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow Biddy is actually celebrating their 1 year anniversary. Yep. I'm going to give you all a clap for that, man, because that's awesome, man. So we met, probably
6 or 7
months ago.
Yeah, probably.
And to see where you guys were at that point to where you are today, and to be celebrating your 1 year anniversary, man, great job, man. You didn't quit.
Yeah, we're not done. We got lots to do. So
that's cool. So tell us real quick, where do you see Biddy going in the future?
Yeah. The biggest thing that we're working on right now that we're really excited about is we're building an AI that will bid for the vendors. And so why is that important? Right. Basically, for you as a vendor, right? So if you're a DJ, photographer, whatever, all you do is train the AI on like, hey, here's how my pricing works. We have like this little thing where like it'll make up fake requests, you bid on them, and then like you tell it why, and then it'll like bid on a couple fake requests for you. Okay. And then you tell it if it's wrong or right and why, and you kind of just train it for a while. And then it'll just bid for you. So every time someone goes on our site and is like, hey, I need this, your AI will just go.
Right.
It'll just bid and bid and bid. You don't have to worry about it. You don't even have to touch our website if you don't want to. And you're getting your business out there. And again, we're not charging you anything to do this.
Exactly.
It's only if you book. And so from the user perspective, like if I'm, looking for a DJ, I go on there, I fill out some info, like, a couple questions about what I'm looking for, and immediately get quotes that are tailored to what I need.
Makes
so there's
sense.
no guesswork.
Right. Let me ask. So, okay, I'm a consumer now. I'm using Biddy. Yeah. I can go on here and I can find this vendor that I'm looking for. Let's say, for an example, a wedding. Yeah. Can I get multiple vendors? Let's say like a photographer, videographer, DJ. So I can get as many vendors as I want, all from Biddy. Yep. So you're a one-stop shop.
Yeah, we're trying to be. Yep.
Awesome. I love that. Yep. Bro, that is cool. Yeah. Let me ask. You're still in school.
Yep. One more semester. How do you find the time to focus on books as well as chasing your dreams as an entrepreneur? Yeah, that's a good question. I think at some point there's just like sacrifice. Right. Like, sometimes you're not going to put as much time into your startup as you want. Sometimes you're not going to put as much time into school as you want. But I think setting expectations with like, your loved ones, like with my wife, like, she understands like what I'm doing and like how important it is. And so, we have those limits. I also think at the same time, we have more time than we think we do. Like if you go on your phone and like look at how many hours you've been scrolling.
Oh, don't tell on me now.
Yeah. Like you could take all of that time and use it for something else.
You're right.
Right. And so it's like, okay, well, if you just are really disciplined with your time, it'll work out. Like, I mean, last semester I was probably doing like 20 to 30 hours of school and then like 30 to 35-ish hours of my startup. Right. And it didn't feel like that much, to be honest with you. So maybe I'm just a crazy workaholic, but I think we have more time than we realize. Yeah. We just don't utilize it effectively.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you were also going after your passion, so it didn't feel like it was taking a lot of time aside.
No, I
like
think about it all the time. Like I'll be like 12 o'clock at night and I'll be like, oh, we should do this, or oh, I haven't even thought about this, or so.
Bro, genius.
It's just always in your head.
Tell us about your partners. How are they helping you and the business excel?
Yeah. So there's 3 of us right now. So it's me, my co-founder Baylor, and then my other co-founder Matthias. And so we all kind of have different roles. So I would kind of call myself like the CEO, and it's not like a really awesome title. It's basically I do whatever's necessary. Yes. Like whatever someone else can't do, I'm doing. So whether that's sales or coding or customer service or, anything. Like, for example, yesterday I was helping a DJ.
Right.
He was having a problem with the site. We were like trying to figure out what was wrong. And that way I can like relay that to my co-founders. Like, hey guys, this is like, here's a problem.
Right.
So I'm kind of like the CEO role. And then Baylor, so he's a information systems major at BYU. Okay. So he does a lot of like our really complicated code is what I call it. So like building the AI, a lot of our back end, more technical things that I don't really understand.
Okay.
And then Matthias does a lot of our like high level strategy and also just like outreach. So he's been like working a lot with like corporate events and like helping people in corporate events to be able to use Biddy and stuff like that. So basically they have their roles and then whatever they don't do, I do. Right. And that's just kind of how it works. That
makes sense.
It works well though.
How was it? Okay. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. I mean, you got 2 other brains basically gelling with yours.
Yeah.
How do you keep that cohesiveness?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you just have to be honest.
Right.
Like brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've had conversations where we're just like, you know what, dude, I just don't agree with what you're saying at all. And and like sometimes it's hard because you just want to be like, you know what, let's just like, we don't need to talk about this. Like, let's move on. But
right.
if usually like they're pretty critical conversations about what we're like, who we want to be and where we want to go. And so I think it's really useful. Number one, to be really humble and just like, hey, like we need to find somewhere where we agree, or at least 2 of the 3 need to agree. Right. And just being humble enough to be like, maybe maybe I'm wrong or maybe we're actually agreeing. Like there was one conversation where we had where all 3 of us were agreeing. Like we actually did agree at the end.
Yes.
But we were just talking about the same thing differently.
Okay.
Right. It's like, okay, we're actually all saying the same thing, just in a different way, but we're not understanding each other. And so I think communication is like the key to having 3 brains come together, because there's just so much to think about and so much to do. And there's so much like unknown. Like we don't know a lot of what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
Like we'll try something and like it just fails utterly.
Right.
And we're like, okay, well that didn't work. But like, how are we going to know unless we try?
That's a great point.
Right. So it's like you can sit and think about stuff all day long of like, well, what if we did this? What if we did this? Like, well, let's just do it and see what happens.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And so you just have to be willing to do stuff, I guess.
Come on. Did y'all hear this, man? Put that in effect today with whatever you got going on in your life. And I promise,
do it, man.
Just do it. Just do it. Come on, Nike. Yeah, seriously. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me ask her, Weston.
Yeah.
Ideal customers for Biddy. Like,
yeah.
If I'm looking to partner with Biddy, or if I'm looking to be more exposed through Biddy as a company, how do I go about that?
From which perspective?
More like a venue perspective.
From like a vendor?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Or a venue. So
I'm
let's say I'm a venue that I'm not getting enough business, but I want to put my venue more on the map. Okay. Create more awareness.
Yeah.
I feel like Biddy is the great solution that can help me get there where I'm looking at. How can you guys help?
I mean, number one, sign up, right? Like it's free to sign up. It's free to get on there. I think have like a really nice looking profile. We do SEO. Okay. So we'll put your profile out there. And then I think just like bidding on stuff and being really on top of it. Like we've had multiple vendors, and this is really unfortunate, where people will reach out to them through the platform. Right. And they just won't respond. Right. And like, so we have to kind of do some cleanup on that. So like just being on top of it, bidding on everything, being involved. And then like we like are super open to partnerships and collaborations. Like if you need something, or like we, for example, on our Instagram, we'll post like vendor shout outs, right? So like, hey, like look at this vendor. We really like them. Here's some reviews, like just to kind of like use like cross pollinate our social network presence and stuff like that. So I think at the end of the day, it's just like be on top of it and like reach out to us, and like we'd love to talk about things that we can do to help you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, earlier in the show, I brought up that you were an innovator.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. You and your partners, I would say.
Yeah.
I guess what I want to ask her, being an innovator, going forward, just doing it, is that always been kind of the mentality, or is there something you had to grow into to have more courage to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say in some ways yes, in some ways no. I don't think I'm as bold as I think I'm more bold now than I was.
Okay.
Where I'm just like, yeah, like let's just go talk to people. Like just like see what happens. Like I just like, why not? Let's go do it. I've always like wanted to do my own thing and always wanted to kind of try. Like I had like a lawn mowing business. I've tried and started and failed multiple businesses. Yeah. And I've always enjoyed that, but I don't think I've been at the level where like I'm willing to just like put myself out there.
I love it.
Like I I don't know. I think that's the biggest thing is I've just changed that way.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And then you married, of course.
Yep.
How important is it to have your partner on the same page as you?
Yeah, it's huge. Like, I don't think you can do what we do by yourself,
Right.
period.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having co-founders is important, but I always say, like, with my team, we're all married. And so I
love
say,
that.
like, we're not a team of 3, we're a team of 6,
Ooh.
right? Because there's, you know, couples. And
Right.
so we all need to be aligned. Like, we need to be aligned with our partners. We need to be aligned with each other. And I think just having a wife or, you know, a spouse that's supportive
Mm-hmm.
is huge, because there's going to be days where everything fails. You know, like, no one wants to talk to you, you get rejected, or the site breaks. You know, there's all kind of, like, every day there's like a new fire to put out. And so if you don't have, you know, a spouse that's like, you know what, like, I believe in you and I believe this can happen,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a lot harder.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, of course, I got some new things built in. So you got AI powered technology on your app. Dude, this is so cool. I want to stop right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, I would say, not necessarily afraid, but they may be unaware. They lack awareness of how important AI is for business building in today's world. How important do you feel like AI is in implementing into your business with Biddy?
Yeah, I think it's the, like, huge.
Yeah.
My one caveat to that is I think it matters how you use it.
Mm.
Because I think a lot of companies right now, and I think this is where people are kind of getting sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
They'll just throw, like, an AI chatbot on everything.
That's it.
And it's like, hey, you have a chatbot you can talk to. It's like, well, great. Like, I don't really care about that.
Right.
So people are kind of getting like, hey, this isn't actually as useful as I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think how you use AI is very important. I think AI is actually more useful in, you know, collecting, organizing, and distributing data.
Right.
Than it is just being like a chatbot that you can talk to. And I think that's where most companies are getting it wrong right now, is they're just kind of like, hey, this is like what we already built plus chatbots. Like, well, cool. Like, no one really cares. So I think it's super important, but again, using it the right way, and then also putting guardrails, because AI is wrong a lot of the time.
I feel that.
And so, you know, you want to be able to have guardrails that keep it correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's super important.
I love it. Cool. For those listening live to this conversation, first of all, thank you. And then for those on YouTube that's going to listen later, thank you. But we're curious now. We're listening to you. This sounds like the pot of gold.
Yeah.
I want to go get signed up today.
Yeah.
The sign up process, I'm actually a member myself on Biddy. I think it took less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
We're simplifying it too, so hopefully it's a little bit faster.
Let's go.
So,
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Why should we trust Biddy? Why should I go sign up my business on Biddy?
Well, number one, you have nothing to lose. So you like you said, the worst case scenario, you sign up, you bid on stuff, you don't get anything, you wasted 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Up.
Max.
You're not paying us anything, so like you might as well try it. Number two is if you've been on Biddy for a long time, and like one of our reviews, I love it. It's one of my favorite reviews about Biddy.
Tell us. Let's hear it.
So this lady, I think she was getting married in like St. George. And she used Biddy once when we were like brand new. Like she was one of our first customers. And then she came back and used it like a couple months later because her wedding was still kind of far out.
Okay.
And she was just like, I cannot believe how much you guys have changed.
Wow.
Like how much the site is so much better. You guys have made so much progress. And like, I think that's like one of the biggest reasons to stick around. Like, we're still small, we're still growing, but we're hungry.
Right.
And like, if there's something wrong, we will fix it. And like, we want to make this like the best platform.
Right.
For not just for people looking for stuff for events, but for vendors, anyone, like any business owners. Like, we want this to be a place where you can be like, you know what? I'm proud to be on Biddy because I know these guys are working their tails off to make it work for me. And I think that's the biggest thing. We have helped, people have made money on our platform, which is huge. But at the end of the day, I think we're not going anywhere. Right. And we're going to keep iterating and making this better and better. And so just come along for the ride and promise it'll work out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm actually joining that lady with the St. George lady, and give you a live Google review right now, or a review, I should say. It's not necessarily Google. A radio review.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Man, Biddy is amazing. I'll be honest. 6-7 months ago when I first got on, still navigating through, but literally it was just last week I went back onto it and it looked different.
Yeah, it's completely changed.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's epic. It's not like it's more confusing. It's not like it's like anything that I can't keep up with is actually more simplified.
Yeah.
It's simplified, it's user friendly, it's cool, or the word people use is sexy when you get on the app.
Yeah.
And I like it, man. And I'm with you with the lady there from St. George. You guys are progressing, you are innovating, and you're leading the way, man. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro. So I just want to throw that in there. She is absolutely right. I'm backing up her review there. Yes. Yeah, man. That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, man. I am definitely curious. How hard is it to start an app like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say the word app. We're not on the App Store.
Ooh,
we're working on that.
Talk to me. Okay.
So, starting an app, there's a lot of development, like just programming and stuff like that. So everything we have, like right now, we're just a website.
Okay.
And like we have, like you can use it on your phone. It's super mobile friendly and everything. App is coming at some point in the future. We're not sure when.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot of work. I will say though, it's become a lot less work because of AI.
Right.
So like before we started, I was not a coder. I understood like basic concepts, but pretty much nothing.
Right.
And I have me and AI, like, cause you can download like different apps and stuff that will, like, basically you can get your entire code base, like all of your code, and it'll have the context of everything you're doing. And then you just say like, hey, I need to build a page like this. And you just kind of describe it and it goes, okay. And then it just starts building it.
Right.
And it'll just write the code. And then you go and then you look at it and you go, oh, actually, I don't like where this is at. Actually, can we make that purple? Can we move this over? And then it'll be like, oh, okay. It'll fix it. And eventually, like, I kind of started doing that as out of necessity.
Right.
Because like my co-founder was working so much on like the back end and like the basic functionality. He's like, hey, can you do like what we call the front end, which is just like the UI and everything you see, like all the buttons and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I can give it a shot. And so I've just been doing that since. And like, honestly, I think that's been a huge win for us because I basically wasn't a coder. I still wouldn't consider myself like a programmer at this point, but I can get by and I can get stuff done. And it's really just like me talking to AI. And like over time, I've learned like what different things mean and how different stuff works.
How cool is that, bro?
Yeah, it's super, super cool. So
you taught yourself how to code, man.
Basically. And I'm not very good at it, but yeah.
It's okay. But you're better at it now than you were when you... Come
absolutely.
on, man. We can do anything.
Yeah, I can build stuff. Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
It's super helpful because like I think most people know like what a website should look like.
Right.
So like, but you just don't know this, like what I call like the syntax. So it's like, how do you make it look that way? But like you just tell AI, hey, I want it to look this way. And it'll be like, okay, and it'll do that syntax. It'll learn the it'll translate the language for you, basically.
Makes sense.
And so it's been super cool. It makes tons of mistakes, but if you know how to catch them, it's great.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Bro, what advice do you have to the younger generation? Maybe, as you know, the younger generation is probably more introduced to AI than we were coming up as kids.
Oh, yeah.
What advice would you give the younger generation, maybe learning how to develop apps or websites using AI?
Yeah, I mean, just do it. Like it's so simple nowadays, and like there's so many like YouTube videos, and there's so much stuff online of like people saying like, hey, here's like my process for building an app or designing it. Like there's so many ways, and like the only reason we haven't made an app yet is just because of some like business model issues. Like I don't know if most people don't know this, but like the App Store will takes 30% of everything. If you buy something through an app, Apple took 30% of that.
Right.
So it hurts us a lot. And so we've been kind of talking about what does that look like? How do we make it work? And we want to have an app eventually, but we're just kind of looking and seeing like what's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's been like holding us back. But overall, I think like you can build pretty much anything. Like if you want to try it, like there's so much resource, and like you don't need to go to school. I mean, if you want to go to school, great, but like you don't need it to build stuff. Like there are people that are learning how to build things so quickly. And I think the future of like software generally is like most people are just going to talk to an AI, and the AI will do like 90% of the work. And then you just go in and like fix things, critique it, make it, give it that human touch.
Exactly.
But that 90% is not going to be there. So like there's not really any barriers like there was before if you want to build something.
Makes sense. Ooh.
Yeah.
And real quick, that lets you know how good Biddy is. I thought it was an app, y'all. That should tell you right there, man. This whole time, I'm like, man, this is an app. No, it's a website, guys. But y'all do such a great job.
Yeah, it will be an app.
It may not even be necessary. We'll see. We'll see. That's cool, though. That is cool. Man, where can we find you? Where can we follow you? Where can we follow the brand? Man, give us as much information as we can.
Let's see. So, I mean, obviously, just like biddyevents.com is kind of where we do most of our stuff.
And it's BIDI.
BIDI events. Bid with an I on the end.
Okay.
Yeah, Biddy events. Social media, just Biddy on Facebook. Instagram, we're Biddy Weddings. I'm trying to think where else we're at right now. You can follow Biddy on LinkedIn. We post a lot of stuff on LinkedIn.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I think that's the main places where you can find us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that we contact you through those sites? Email?
Oh, yeah. If you want to shoot me an email, that would be great. Weston at savewithbiddy.com.
Weston at savewithbiddy.
BIDI, all one word.
Okay.
.com.
Love it.
Yeah.
Y'all better hit this man up.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be missing out on an opportunity of a lifetime.
If you're a venue, please reach out.
Yes.
We're looking for more venues.
Man, I feel like I was telling you before the show, I feel like I'm sitting like with a modern day Mark Zuckerberg, you know. Man, this is cool, man, just to see you guys still in school creating something and making it happen and staying with it and growing with it. It's cool, bro. It really is. It's inspiring, I should say. Yeah, man. Well, cool. I want to say thank you again for coming in today. Is there any last words that you have for the audience? Maybe those that's going to listen later on YouTube. Any last words? I
think the biggest thing is if you want to build something, just don't give up and you'll do it. It sounds like super cliche of like, oh, just don't give up. You can do it, you know, but like really like most of the time, the only reason like a business fails is because you stopped working on it.
Say that again, bro.
It's the only reason that your business, like any business that fails is because you stopped. If you keep going, you literally can't fail. And so I just think it's something that I've had to learn over and over and over again of like, you just push through, and like, it's going to be great.
Makes sense. Well, cool, bro. You got great advice, bro. Yeah. Man, Weston, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And thank y'all for listening live on utahmusicradio.com. We're going to go ahead and close the show now. And much love as always. See you next week. Peace.